We're here at the Pine Lakes Tavern in Myrtle Beach up on 52nd Avenue and Kings Highway, where we had an open mic scheduled last night, which would have been Tuesday the 4th, I think it was. And the open mic was canceled because the fellow running it didn't have this so-called musician's license, or what they call a business license in Myrtle Beach for musicians. So they had to cancel the jam, which cost somebody a job that night. And this is something I just found out about, so I started a petition at petition.org, stop the Myrtle Beach musician's license, because I think it's totally outrageous, all right? It's a $100 license if you live inside the city limits of Myrtle Beach. Even if you don't play inside the city limits of Myrtle Beach, if you made all your money down in Georgetown and Murrells Inlet and Surfside, where I live, you would still be required to buy this Myrtle Beach musician's license, or what they call the business license, because you live in Myrtle Beach. Because I live in Surfside, if I wanted to buy it, if I was playing in Myrtle Beach, the city limits, I'd have to pay a non-resident Myrtle Beach license, which would cost me $235. If you live inside the Myrtle Beach city limits, you buy a resident license, which I believe is $100. If you live outside like I do in Surfside Beach, the license is $235 because it's a non-resident license. If you happen to live in Myrtle Beach and do all your playing and make all your money outside Myrtle Beach, you still have to buy that license because you happen to live in Myrtle Beach. If you have to project, and when you buy this license, they want you to project, from my understanding, I may be wrong, they want you to project how much you're going to make in the next year coming up when you buy the license, how many gigs are you going to have, and then based on every per 1,000 income you get, they raise the price of this license that they're talking about. Now you've got Wayne Gray and Mayor Rhodes both coming up for re-election. If you're a musician and got families who are musicians, or family members who support what you do as a musician, whether you're 20 or 120, I would start getting on the phone with these two folks who are really up for re-election, because this is something. And Myrtle Beach, one of the reasons we didn't decide to retire from New York and live in the city limits of Myrtle Beach was because all these nickel and dime taxes, all this stuff they're trying to pull, charging residents to park near the beach, this 1% sales tax, tourist sales tax. I was shocked nobody came up and ran commercials against that, because people who live here 12 months a year like I do, we're paying this tourist tax. Where a tourist comes in for a week, he's only paying sales tax on things he buys for a week. So it's never ending with this nickel and diming coming out of the city of Myrtle Beach. So now you got musicians. Do we need a license? Do we not need a license? All I know is that we were supposed to have a jam here last night. 2 uniformed officers were here kind of waiting for the jam to begin. And since the guy who runs it didn't have a license and didn't know whether he needed it, he decided to cancel. The fine can be almost $1,100 if you get a ticket for not having this Myrtle Beach musician's license. So we're urging everybody to go to petition.org and sign up for the Stop Myrtle Beach Musician's License and see what we can do with that. Now, some of the things I've just covered in this little segment are just things I've been able to find out. The list of the ordinance is like this thick. If you went to City Hall, it's pages and pages and pages. Like, if you get a license as a band member and I play in a bar, I now have to have a safety and exit strategy for anybody who happens to be in a bar, just like the bar has to have. I don't have all the answers. This is just what I've been able to learn. Our petition is almost at 300 signatures in under 24 hours. Please go to Stop Myrtle Beach Musician's License on petition.org. If I can find some more up, we'll get something else up for you here pretty soon.